remain standing for the national anthem, which will be performed by Mrs. Denise McGeorge.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please remain standing for the invocation, which will be delivered by the Reverend Professor Ted Hagan.
Omniscient and omnipresent God, we thank you for blessing us by joining us together in this place for the graduation of the class of 2023 of the Appalachian College of Pharmacy. We humbly ask that you bless this 16th graduating class by giving wisdom to their knowledge and compassion to their professional identity. O God, you are the creator of the human mind, made in your image and modeled after your own great mind. Though we acknowledge that your thoughts are infinitely higher and more profound than ours, we glory in the notion that we may, on our own level, think some of your thoughts and ponder your loving practice. Thank you for the precious gifts of knowledge and discovery. Bless each of these graduates, give them the grace to make a difference for the good as they become professional pharmacists in the days and months to come. For those who will be going directly into professional practice, give a sense of what is right and good and centered on the needs of their patients in a society that pays less and less attention to individuals, especially those with illness or disease. Help them to center their focus and establish empathetic bonds with each one they serve. For those who will pursue further education, academic or experiential, grant not only the knowledge that they will need in their chosen specialization, but also the wisdom to apply that knowledge to the improvement of the lives of others with creativity, imagination, and common hope. For each graduate and all the families of which they are a part, we ask that they may make a significant contribution to the general health and welfare of society. Help them to help us all recover from this widespread pandemic that has isolated us from one another and made us anxious about each personal encounter. And now, may you be pleased with our time of celebration. Continue to bless us by connecting us in professional unity. May all we do recognize you as the ultimate good to which we aspire. For we pray to you with humble joy. Amen.
You may be seated. Welcome to the Appalachian College of Pharmacy. My name is Mickey McLaughlin, and it is my privilege to serve the college as its president. I welcome each of you to our commencement program as we honor the class of 2023. We're pleased to be able to celebrate the significant accomplishments that have been achieved by the class of 2023. We're very proud of our College of Pharmacy. We're proud of our outstanding faculty, staff, students, and alumni. We're proud of our 988 graduates who are practicing pharmacists throughout the United States. Many of them are practicing in this region. However, most of all, today, we are proud of the 48 members of the graduating class of 2023. Most pharmacy schools in the United States have a 4-year program of pharmacy education. The Appalachian College of Pharmacy has a traditional program of pharmacy education which has been compacted into 3 years of student time rather than the usual 4 years. This allows the student to graduate in 3 years, to enter the workforce a year earlier, and obtain an additional year of income. We call this ACP's $100,000 plus advantage. However, today, the average salary for a pharmacist in the United States is $128,000. So perhaps we should change this to state ACP's $128,000 plus advantage. The North American Pharmacy Licensure Examination, which is commonly known as the NAPLEX, is the test which all pharmacists are required to pass to be permitted to practice as pharmacists in the United States. More than 95% of the graduates of ACP have passed the NAPLEX and become licensed pharmacists. Past graduating classes of Appalachian College of Pharmacy have had the distinction of having the highest pass rate on the NAPLEX of any college of pharmacy in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and the second highest pass rate of all 3-year colleges of pharmacy in the United States of America. I am proud to say that last year's graduating class's passage rate placed it in the top 10 in the United States and exceeded the passage rate of such prominent 4-year programs such as those at Mercer and the University of West Virginia. I challenge the class of 2023 to meet or exceed these pass rates, which I know they have the ability to do, and more importantly, I challenge each member of the class to be the best pharmacist that he or she can be, and to always seek first and foremost to serve the health care needs of their fellow man. Commencement marks the traditional end of an academic year. But for graduates of a professional degree program, the term commencement is more than traditionally appropriate. For the past 3 years, these men and women have been challenged to think like pharmacists, to communicate like pharmacists, to advocate like pharmacists, and to observe the professional and ethical standards of pharmacists. They began that journey 3 years ago as pharmacy students, which initially meant little more than having been accepted, arranging to pay the tuition, and showing up for the first day of class. Now, at the end of that journey, hopefully they have become students of pharmacy for life, engaged in assisting and advancing the health and well-being of mankind. Recently, the college marked a significant milestone in its life, in that it became a member of a family or consortium of healthcare institutions with the Edward Via College of Osteopathic Medicine, which is better known as VCOM. under the parental guidance of the Harvey W. Peters Research Foundation. VCOM has medical colleges in Blacksburg, Virginia, Spartanburg, South Carolina, Auburn, Alabama, and Monroe, Louisiana. It is one of America's largest suppliers of primary care physicians. We thank VCOM and the Foundation for their continuing significant support and assistance to this college. ACP is proud to be the pharmacy component in this family of healthcare institutions. And we are proud that our graduates are now graduates from this component of our family of institutions. Today, we are fortunate to have with us as our graduation speaker one of Buchanan County's favorite sons, Joel Thornberry, who has previously served as the president of the Kentucky Board of Pharmacy and the Kentucky Pharmacy Association, and who has formally been named Kentucky Pharmacist of the Year. Over the years, Dr. Thornberry has been very generous in giving his time and advice to the college. He will be more fully introduced in a few minutes. Many people have helped with the success of this college. Pharmacists, physicians, and academics, elected officials, both local and regional, business and other community leaders, officials of sister institutions of higher education and other educators, rising second and third year students, and interested and supportive local citizens. Thank you for your contributions to the college. As you might imagine, tremendous work goes into an event like graduation. I especially want to thank Dean Susan Mayhew, Jason McLaughlin, Karen Brown, Donnie Yates, Josh Sneed, Joe Sneed, Brandon Eastap, our staff, and the many others who are responsible for arranging all of the details necessary for this day of celebration. We are blessed with a very talented and hardworking staff, and I want to thank them. The Board of Trustees of the college is composed of dedicated volunteers who provide advice to the administration and serve as the policy-making body for the College of Pharmacy. Dr. Lou Ellsworth, who is listed in your program as chairman of the Board of Trustees, has now retired as chairman. However, he shall continue to serve as a member of the Board of Trustees. Dr. Ellsworth served as chairman of the board from 2008 to 2023. I want to thank Dr. Ellsworth for his service. Today, we're pleased to have with us Dr. Arthur Mullins, who is the new chairman of the college's Board of Trustees and who has served as vice chairman of the board for several years. Along with him, we are pleased to have with us several other members of the Board of Trustees. Would members of the Board of Trustees please stand and remain standing for a moment? Please join me in thanking the members of the Board of Trustees. You may be seated. I now ask the faculty to please stand. The faculty of any institution of higher education is its lifeblood. This is particularly and uniquely true for a professional school. Through the faculty, the benefits of a pharmacy education and the meaning of entering a profession are expressed and passed on from generation to generation. The faculty has provided a first-rate pharmacy education. The Appalachian College of Pharmacy's faculty are dedicated to learning and teaching and devoted to mentoring students. Please join me again in thanking the faculty. The faculty may be seated. In too short a time, The class of graduates of 2023 is prepared to leave the Appalachian College of Pharmacy. Each of you have worked hard to attain the Doctor of Pharmacy degree. Now, if you continue to work hard and continue to be students of pharmacy, you are positioned well to contribute meaningfully to your communities and to the profession that is pharmacy. We are proud of your accomplishments here at the Appalachian College of Pharmacy and will follow your professional progress with vested interest. I ask the degree candidates to please rise and turn to face the audience. Look around you. These are the parents, spouses, children, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and friends who have aided and encouraged you as you have worked hard to attain your pharmacy education. To each of you who have supported our graduates, this standing ovation is for you from the class of 2023. Graduates, please be seated. At this time, Susan Mayhew, Provost and Dean of the Appalachian College of Pharmacy, will introduce our student speaker.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to introduce our student speaker, Ayomipo Adeyemo, who was selected by his peers to deliver the student address today. Ayo is a native of Lagos, Nigeria, where he attended the University of Lagos and earned a Bachelor's of Science degree in marine biology. A few years later, he came to the United States to further his education and earned a master's degree in environmental science from Southern Illinois University. He spent several years in the workforce, initially as a geospatial analyst in the Chicago area, and then held a quality assurance role in St. Louis, Missouri. He went on to join the United States Army to help him achieve his dream of becoming a pharmacist. He still retains his Army Reserve status as an E4 specialist. In 2019, Ayo decided it was time to apply to pharmacy school. So he researched all the accelerated 3-year pharmacy schools in the nation and ultimately chose ACP. And we are certainly glad that he did. And I'll tell you some of the reasons why. While at ACP, he served as class president for all 3 years. He was a member of Rho Chi, an academic honorary society, Phi Delta Chi, the National Community Pharmacist Association, the American Society for Health System Pharmacists, and the ACP Compounding Club. He also served as a student ambassador and president of the college's Diversity Task Force, all while maintaining one of his class's highest GPAs, grade point averages. Ayo is a 3-time recipient of the ACP Award for Outstanding Leadership that recognizes a well-rounded and exemplary pharmacy student. After graduation, Ayo hopes to pursue a career in the pharmaceutical industry in the areas of research and development, regulatory affairs, or drug safety. He is certainly a rising star for the profession of pharmacy. I look forward to following his career and seeing just how high he will fly. I present to you our student speaker for the class of 2023, Mr. Ayomipo Adeyemo.
The President, Mr. McLaughlin, the Board of Trustees Chairman, Arthur Mullins, the Provost and Dean, Dr. Susan Mayhew, our guest speaker, Dr. Thornberry, faculty, staff, family, and friends of class of 2023 at ACP. Please put your hands together for yourselves for being here today. Thank you all for the honor of having me speak here today. In August of 2020, we began this journey at the most inconvenient time possible. The world had just been impacted by a deadly virus whose effects are still felt today. Amidst much uncertainty, the class of 2023 began. For over a year, we had to wear masks and stay 6 feet apart all day while learning. I didn't recognize a lot of you in that first year outside of school because I had no idea what the bottom half of your faces looked like. I remember vividly, though, Dr. Higgins' smiling mask and those classes where we had to close our eyes and wander far away. Fast forward 3 years, we're here, ready to receive our degrees and embark on the next chapter of our lives. I want to take a moment to reflect on our journey and offer some words of encouragement. We've spent countless hours studying, memorizing drug names and indications, black box warnings, adverse reactions, antidotes, practicing patient counseling. We've pulled all-nighters, survived grueling exams, conquered difficult rotations. I remember all of the study sessions that we had outside of school. I remember the many dreams that I have about solving pharmacokinetic equations, only to get it wrong in the actual exam. We've made lifelong friends. We've created unforgettable memories. And now we're finally here. This is not just a celebration of our individual achievements. It is a celebration of the community that we've built together over the past few years. We've supported each other through tough times, and we've shared our knowledge and expertise. Let us take a moment to celebrate the people who have supported us along the way, our families, our friends, especially our faculty and the staff here. They believed in us when we doubted ourselves. They pushed us when we felt like giving up. They celebrated with us when we succeeded. And on behalf of my classmates, I thank you all for your unwavering support. Dr. Motter, everybody's friend and confidant. Ms. Rose, always smiling. Ms. Fletcher, thank you for all the rescheduled exams and financial aid. We needed that money. Mr. Yates, the grass is always green outside for a reason. Josh, we hate IT as much as you do. Retired Sergeant Brandon, I'm still safe. Gary and Sherry Sutherland, the two Miss Horns. Miss Vance, I think you owe me 1 Pix hour. And of course, Jason McLaughlin. Thank you all so very much for the work that you've done while we're here. As we move forward from this moment, we will undoubtedly face challenges and obstacles. But let me remind us that we have the skills and knowledge to overcome anything that comes our way. We are pharmacists, and we've been trained to handle difficult situations with grace and professionalism. You should know this by now, guys. You should know this. Today, we have proven that barriers are the only things you see when you take your eyes off the prize. Before I step away from here, permit me to share the 3 G's that I have learned through my journey in life: grit, growth, and glow. Grit. It's typically interpreted to mean perseverance. We've all had to persevere to get to this point. I mean, neuro, psych, oncology, even intro. We braved those waters and we're here now. However, there is a second component of grit that's rarely talked about. That component is forgiveness. Forgiving others when we feel wronged is hard, but forgiving oneself is even harder. We have learned from Drs. Carter, Drs. Nicholas, Dr. Mullins, many others have talked about their first mistakes starting out as young pharmacists. It is inevitable that we will make mistakes or even make deliberate wrong decisions. Forgive yourself, learn from them, and grow. Growth. As we leave this institution, I want us to remember that our education is only the beginning. The knowledge and skills that we have gained will serve as a strong foundation for our future endeavors. However, it is up to us to continue learning and growing, both personally and professionally. Pharmacy is constantly evolving, and it is essential that we stay up to date with the latest developments, yet lest we become obsolete. I would advise getting a mentor, someone whose achievements we look up to and hope to emulate. If that's unavailable, then get an accountability partner, someone who can give you regular constructive feedback. If no such person exists for you, then hold yourself accountable by setting smart goals. And finally, GLOW. It is essential to maintain a good work-life balance. As we focus on our careers, do not forget to prioritize your physical and mental health, your relationships, and your personal growth. These aspects of our lives are just as important as our professional success, and neglecting them can lead to burnout and dissatisfaction. Celebrate small wins. Against Dr. Mullen's best advice, buy a house, buy a car, buy that jewelry that you want. Don't overdo it though, but always, always celebrate yourself. We have reached a height that only a select few will ever attain, and we can only go higher from there. So as we go forth from this moment, let us carry with us the lessons that we've learned, the friendships we've made, the passion we have for our profession, and use those skills and knowledge to make a positive impact in the world. My mother, who's here, by the way, and my mentor, she always taught me that the best form of pride is satisfaction derived from rendering services that contribute greatly to the happiness and betterment of others. Finally, I would like to reiterate that I am honored to be your speaker today, and I would like to recognize a select group of my classmates. I would like you to rise if you belong to these categories that I'm about to call. If, like me, you are an immigrant and you had to immigrate to this country to get to this point, please rise. If you are a first-generation college student and you're in your family, please rise. If you're carrying on your family's legacy, maybe your parents were in healthcare before you came here, please rise. If you're a parent or you were a parent through school, your fur babies count too, both your dogs and your cat, and especially if you had to take care of them, please rise. If you're here achieving a lifelong dream, if you've always wanted to be a pharmacist and you're here now, please rise. If you're just hoping that this is the right career for you, please rise. You're not even sure yet, but please rise. If you're graduating with us today at this point, please be on your feet, the class of 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2023. Thank you.
Ayo, thank you for those very inspiring words. Well done. It is my pleasure and honor to introduce our commencement speaker, a third-generation pharmacist, originally from here in Buchanan County, Mr. Joel Thornberry. Mr. Thornberry completed his education and training in pharmacy at the University of Kentucky. He went on to build a chain of independent pharmacies in eastern Kentucky and southwest Virginia. He also has affiliated ownership responsibilities with pharmacies in Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. He has been a strong advocate for the profession of pharmacy in both the political and regulatory arenas, having led and diligently worked to see state statutes, regulations, and policies instituted on behalf of the profession of pharmacy and the people of Kentucky, where he currently resides. He also led the National Association Boards of Pharmacies Committee on Law Enforcement and Legislation. Currently, Mr. Thornberry serves as the governor's appointee on the Kentucky Advisory Council for Recovery Communities and as the governor's appointee on the Kentucky Board of Pharmacy in a number of capacities. He is a member of the National Association Boards of Pharmacy, the chairman and past president of the Kentucky Pharmacist Association, a member of the Kentucky Pharmacist Political Action Committee, and past chairman of the Kentucky Pharmacist Education and Research Foundation. Here at ACP, we've been fortunate to have him serve on our curriculum committee and also on our admissions committee since 2006. Throughout his career, he's received numerous awards and recognitions, such as Kentucky Pharmacist of the Year, Southeast Kentucky Chamber of Commerce Business Person of the Year, and the Merck Award for Pharmacy Leadership, and I've just named a few. He continues to be involved in community, school, healthcare activities, and to support and advocate for growth while building and sustaining strong communities. In his spare time, Mr. Thornberry enjoys running marathons, golf, swimming, cooking, travel, and spending time with his family. It is my honor and privilege to present to you a longtime friend and supporter of the college, Mr. Joel Thornberry.
It's been probably 10 years since I've had hair, so if you don't mind, I want to take this off because I'm just a little warm. I also bring a lot of stuff with me, so I got things to deal with. Ooh, yeah, you go, girl. Where to start? I'm honored. It is beyond a privilege. She read a lot of things that I do, and I do those on a daily basis. I do those because I love what I do. Okay, we're going to talk about that today, and I'm going to get emotional, and I'll probably cry. But I'm here because each and every one of you filling these chairs are here. Okay, I came from this gentleman over here, Jimmy Osborne, who has a daughter in this class. Okay, but we cut our teeth in this county. Okay, it's a very rural county. You should, Osborne, where is she? Okay. Be very proud of your father, okay? Your father was someone that we looked up to in high school, and his classmates looked up to him because he would go out and he would cut paths that none of us could do, okay? So he inspired me during a formative time of my life, so be very proud of him, okay? Because I am proud of him because I can associate myself with him. Sorry. I'll make this personal because this is what I do. I live by passion. I practice by passion. I fight by passion. I will defend the practice of pharmacy by passion, and I will defend proper health care for everybody by passion. Okay, so we're going to do a couple things here at the beginning just so that I make sure I can check some boxes and I don't forget some people, and then we're going to get into a little bit of passion. Not too much passion because I know we're here for one reason today. And we're going to get you all across this stage, okay? Okay. President McLaughlin, Board Chairman Mullins, Dean Mayhew, graduates, colleagues, my family, and the friends that I have that know me in this room. And during the weeks coming up to this, that began to grow as my Facebook feed kept seeing all your parents share the love. Okay. I can't thank you enough for allowing me to speak and be the speaker tonight or today. It is a true honor. I have a pharmacy college in my backyard, in my home yard, and that just doesn't happen, especially in rural Appalachia and in Buchanan County. First, to the parents of Kristen Coleman, Kylie Pinion, Michael Devin Stewart, and Iris Garcia. Yes, you should be extremely proud of these children that you have raised. They are part of my family, and what I brought with me today is my book of the previous students that I have precepted at my practice site and that I have been associated with. I had each one of these professionals come through my practice site this year, and they were beyond stellar. Not only because they survived 5 weeks of my craziness, and the dean gave you a little bit of what goes on in my life, just as a picture, but they excelled at it. They embraced the fact that they could see what pharmacists will do, and we're just not pills in the bottle. I challenged them to come home to you, and if they didn't, then let me know because I'll go back and potentially recant my grade. To let you know that they were not just pills in the bottle, that pharmacists bring more to the table than anything. So I want to thank you for giving me, and even in this 5 weeks that I had, an excellent student so that I could hopefully matriculate to this point successfully. Next, I'd like to recognize my brother and business partner. The dean made mention of the fact that we own and operate a small collection of pharmacies back here. Without my brother David, that wouldn't happen. Okay, I wouldn't be half or really a third of what I do back here if it wasn't for my brother David. I am the healthcare guy. He's the numbers guy. He's a third generation business owner. Very prideful, because that's what we were taught to be as owners or pharmacists by our family. And without he and his wife Rebecca, who is also a pharmacist and an attorney and a previous member of the Virginia Board of Pharmacy, I would not be standing up here today, and they would not be continuing on a daily basis the legacy that our family has had here for generations. So, brother, I know you didn't want this, but thank you. Rebecca? She's now realized who's next. The young lady up here in the corner is my wife, Sandy, who I met through God's graces 31 years ago, sitting in the seats that you're sitting in College of Pharmacy. I would not be here and be as happy a person that I am and as successful as I am and have two beautiful children that are college graduates and doing what they want to do in life without her, okay? And we will be shorter today because of her, because she knows me and knows that I will get a little passionate, okay? But to my loving wife, who has been my sounding board and my confidant and colleague, honey, I love you and thank you. Finally, I would be remiss, especially in this county, if I did not recognize two people. One is my grandfather, and this will give you a little history of me, John W. Hutchinson, who became a pharmacist by apprenticeship in central Kentucky around the turn of the 20th century. Back in the old ways, where you could go hang out with a pharmacist for 2 to 3 years, learn the trade, understand the business, and then go to the Frankfurt, take the exam, and become a pharmacist. So I have a pharmacist by apprenticeship in my family. And then the other stellar, who is also on the Board of Pharmacy in Kentucky, and you'll get a trend here. And then I have my mother, okay, Patricia H. Thornberry, who some in this room know and some of this in this room remember, who basically cut a path by graduating in the early 1960s, late 50s and early 60s in Lexington as one of the first 50 female pharmacists in the state. She fought daily for education, equality, women's rights, and access for every patient known to man in a male-dominated profession. And so as you look around your class today and you start to get and deal with your other colleagues and you see a larger percentage of women, that's who I had as my icon. So without my grandfather and my mother, I would not be here today because they've inspired me. And she wouldn't haunt me, so I've mentioned her. As a Kentuckian, I must, well, hold on, there's the sheet. That's one way to make it shorter. As a Kentuckian, I would remiss. I have my Derby horse. Today is Derby Day in the state. So I have my Derby horse. So anybody from the state of Kentucky, if I ask, please know that I referenced the Derby today, and I can get back in the state here in about an hour and a half when I get back over there. For those others that are all about royalty, as the dean mentioned, I am a marathon runner. About 2 years ago, literally the fall before COVID, so the fall before you all came in, I ran the London Marathon. So to the new King of England, whatever he needs to be, yeah, but for my London peeps, I'm wearing my London Marathon medal today. Okay. In the South, when they get dressed up, you know, in the North we wear tuxedos and those type of things. In the South they wear seersuckers, okay? But today, because of what I have done over the last 30 years. I wanted to come out with royalty. I'm not a doctor. I don't have a doctorate degree. I have a bachelor's of science. Respect, people will call me doctor just because out of courtesy, and that's okay. But I wanted to wear what I consider is my seersucker and my tuxedo for you all prominently. Okay. Last spring I ran the Boston Marathon. Okay, it is a very emotional thing, and I carry you all with me because I think of things that I can do for pharmacists and expand that during those times. 26.2 miles is a long way. It's a journey. It used to be Everest until I basically decided to do one, and I accomplished it. And now 25 later, I need to figure out that I need to be on some medications because I'm crazy. And this is just crazy. But I wear this Boston medal in your honor today. Because it's the one way that I can represent to you that I'm extremely proud of all that you've accomplished, okay? 3 months ago, thanks Iris, 3 months ago when the dean and the president called me and graciously bestowed this offer to speech today, I, as a passionate individual and just half crazy, said, sure, let's do it. So since that time, and I can't remember, I think Devin rotated through and Iris rotated through. You all rotated through in the fall, did you all not? Okay. So by that time, every day that I would come into work on the rotation, I mean, not that they didn't have to get subjected to this every day, but we'd talk about what potentially I could speak about today. They got this on a daily basis. What can a pharmacist do? What can a pharmacist do? What do I talk about? Do I talk about where pharmacy's going? Do I talk about your educational experience? What do I talk about? Okay. So every day, I'm not apologizing, but you all can take a break because they're going to get what you all didn't, what you already got. But in my mind now is that the clock is ticking. Okay, I know I got about 5 minutes before someone stands up over here to the right, and I either have to go. I'm either going to walk home, which is greater than 26.2 miles, or I'm going to get finished up and get off stage. Okay, so I know that's going to happen because I brought the hooks with me. I brought family and friends, but the clock is ticking. So I'm going to go back to the old cliche. We did it! We did it! Okay. As an accomplished professional, I am blown away with what you all have achieved. Unbelievable. I mean, you were what some would term, and this is just no connotation, but the COVID kids. Okay? You've seen the worst. I can present to you no other option in healthcare education and healthcare management than what you experienced. I mean, you all are experts on infectious disease. I mean, again, the grades might not show that, but that's okay. But you experienced it hands-on. You're the same as those individuals that were in this. My grandfather who went through this when the Spanish flu happened. Okay, there's nothing. During a fire, the firemen run that way, and we all run that way. In COVID, we run that way, and everybody else runs that way, chaotically. And you all ran that way, all the way to here. You did it. I can present to you no more except give you a degree, bestow a degree, which is where we're going to go. Your four colleagues that precepted to me had to listen to the fact that today you are going to birth a degree. If you have children, you'll understand. One day if you have children, you have that type of responsibility, you'll grasp it a little further, a little deeper. But today you're going to birth a degree. You're already professionals. You were professionals the moment, and colleagues of mine, the moment that you accepted our invitation. I've seen all of your applications. All of you were worthy to be here today. All of you had to fight the war to get here today. You sought us for what? What you're going to accomplish today, a degree. You want to take this degree and you want to go get licensed, that's on you. Okay? That's on you. Some of them will take a degree today and do as my colleagues in the back and your colleagues and educate. Research. That's okay. That's their choice. This is your path in life. You fought every day. Me, that you didn't see, and some saw too much of me, and don't ask them that. And all these people behind you, and the people on your Facebook pages, and the people on your phones that cheerleaded for you, that pulled for you, that prayed for you, that helped you study, that's what they did. They helped. But they helped you. This degree that you're earning today is yours. Okay? You earned it. Now own it. Okay? If you want to do nothing with it, that's your call. You want to take it, you want to nurture it like I did mine over the last 30 years, do something that's similar, that's fine. Invest in that. But again, this is your path in life. This is your degree. This is the culmination of where you've been the past 3 years, and really probably another 3 or 4 years beyond that. Okay? And some of you might have known, even when they were in high school, that you wanted to be a pharmacist. I did. And as Jimmy Osborne will tell you, the DeVry guy told me that I was crazy when he came and spoke to the class. But I had a goal. I established that goal, and I went for it. Invest and nurture your degree. AO basically said it correctly. This is not the end. It wants to be the end. Listen, I was there 31 years ago. I am done. Let me get out that door. Give me that degree. I need to take the exam. Let's go get a job. Okay? And I did that. I got married, had a couple kids, had a job, worked here around my peeps, and did all that stuff. And then it sort of got mundane, and then I said, okay, well, I need to do something else along with my job to provide for my family. So then I invested into the profession. I belonged to my association. I engaged other people. I showed up at the table. Why? Because I wanted to fight for you. I say that, but I was fighting for myself. It's a selfish thing. And I'm fighting for every patient that we care for. Why? Because if I can better myself and I can better the profession, then indirectly, what am I doing? I'm bettering it for all of your patients. You're not pills in bottles. It's not going to happen. We're working too hard, and you're going to work too hard. Because why? Because you have dreams. Today's not the culmination of all your dreams. It's really just the beginning or a midpoint. You have things. I ask Iris, I ask Devin, I ask Christine, Kylie, what do you dream? I need to know what your dream. But if you don't tell me what your dreams are, then the generation in front of you that's active or yourself can't get those dreams. Everybody has a dream. Some of you will dream to basically retire next week and go spend it on the island, or go potentially go to other areas of the country. That's your dream. Well, you know what? I got a great idea for you, and I'm at a great point. You've just dedicated 3 years of your life to an institution that loves you beyond what you believe. You've spent 3 years in the war together. You'll find no one else that will understand your story. You can tell me about it. I heard it. I had four different versions of it. I had great teachers. I had a horrible test. I had, it was just it's so small. There's nothing to do. Yada, 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 yada. You know what you're going to say to every class behind you now? Talk to the hand. Because why? This is your rite of passage. This was your war. Your brothers and sisters in this class are the only ones that truly understand what you went through. Everyone in the class had a bad day at one time or another. Everyone in the class had a great day one time or another. There were teachers that everybody likes. There were teachers that nobody liked. I was there 31 years ago. But ACP is your mothership, as I like to refer it. And they heard it too much. Because why? Because I have to have someone to go back to. I need someone on my journey. I don't like to do things by myself. And even when I like to do myself, I like to have a posse behind me. I have my posse. I have my high school posse, okay? And I have my college posse. There's one thing in every practice site that I've ever lived in is a picture of my class. I hang it on the wall proudly. And my mother. now that she has passed because she keeps an eye on me. But my class are who I answer to. You'll not answer to me. I might sit on the board of pharmacy or some regulatory body that you might have an issue with, and you might come in front of me, but you don't have to answer to me. That's just the laws and the regulations. But when you have to go talk to someone in your class and go, you know what, I just became APHA president. Wow. Or you know what, I had a bad day, I've changed jobs. Who are you going to call? Somebody else in the class. Because why? Because if you call someone, or you call a class behind you or a class in front of you, they won't get it completely. They'll understand it, but they won't get it completely. This is your mothership. We want you to succeed. When the wounds of your war heal or come into perspective, and they will, know that there's one institution that is fighting for you, that is here. You can always pick up the phone. Devin, you can always call Randall, and Randall will be right there for you, okay? He is physically behind you right now, and he will always be there. And so will all those instructors behind you, and so will this board. Why? Because you are our image. I didn't graduate from here. You know that. The dean stated that. But I have devoted every moment of my waking day that I could give to this institution. You know why? Because I wanted you as pharmacists to succeed so that you could go share your magic with society. Because you know what the best profession is? Bingo. You know, tell me another that's better. They're all different. It's okay to have different dreams. But these people want to see you succeed. Going through college and the war is tough. I'm okay. I understand that. I mean, I didn't talk to Dr. LaBally for 5 years because he, man, intimidated me. I mean, Dr. Peggy Piasek, I mean, you know, we were like peeps. And then I showed up and I said, hey, Dr. Piasek. She goes, just call me Peggy. I said, can't do it. Can't do it. But know that we're always here. You know, for the 4 that rotated through me, I've given them that talk. I'll be there for them. Why? Because they're my kids. As with the 30 to 40 other children that I have had in this, and they're not kids like to that point, but just colleagues that have come through me. You survive 5 weeks of my craziness, you deserve something. Again, it is crazy. This is your degree. Feel empowered. You are important. During COVID, I moved people in and out of the country that traveled because I did COVID testing. And you know who I had to sign the form and the letter that allowed them to go through TSA and through Japan and those type of things? Anybody want to guess who I got to sign those forms? The pharmacist. The degreed individual that was licensed appropriately by his state to do that. It was my signature that did that. I performed the test, I read the test, I provided the documentation, and I moved people in and out of the country during COVID. Oh gosh, here we go. You all know me. If you don't know me, then you know that my sayings are go fun, go pharmacist, and in this type of sense, it's really go ACP. Okay? I've given you the go ACP. I've given you the Go Pharmacist. You are important. Feel empowered. And I'm going to give you the Go Fund. Go Fund. Okay? Love what you do and do what you love. And then it's not a job. It's a passion. I don't like the headaches of the business side of this world. That's why I have my brother. He doesn't like them either, but that's why he has me. But because of that, I go find things that I'm fun at. I go immunize kids. Why? Because I want you to get in that door. And let me just tell you, Iris can immunize kids. You all were magical, but we got into immunizing some 5- and 6-year-olds, and she turned the charm on, and it was like, wow, okay. So there you go, Iris. That's my little medal to you. But go do what's fun to you. Educate. Randall loves teaching. He loves community action. He loves pharmacist services. If you ask Randall if he's got a job, he's going to say, no, I go do this, this, and that. That's not really a job. They pay me. Because why? I got to put food over my head, but I love what I do. If you've not realized it, Randall's in this book. You don't think there's a visionary here that came through this, do you? Pharmacists aren't just pills in the bottle. Test and treat, immunization, colorectal screening, diabetic consultation. If it's within your practice scope, then we're going to do it. And then you're going to bill for it. Because why? Because that's what we trained you here. I was trained differently than you all. I was trained to be a dispenser. I just put more into my nurturing of my degree and moved. Why? Because I have you all to come in and instill new ideas in my mind. We can do these things. You can do great things. I had a conversation this week about doing some Medicare screening with a physician in a physician's office that led to, you know what, how about we implant a pharmacist in that office? And we'll not only do Medicare screenings for you, but we can also basically take over your medication management for your patient base. And therefore, that pharmacist is not dispensing pills. They're doing what? Everything you all were taught. I'm just fighting to get you paid for it. Because why? Because the insurance company says that we need a law. Well, that's not going to last long. Because I'm working on it. I'm not going to basically finish up and pass along to you all and all your colleagues that we did nothing in the 30 years that I was out. I want you to have dreams beyond just me getting off the stage. So I'll wrap it up, okay? But I got to wrap it up with this. Yeah, I hear you over there, okay? Today is only the beginning. You've heard it 3 times now, not just from me. President said it, AO said it, I'm saying it. Today is only the beginning. Be prepared to change and evolve. I was you 31 years ago, but I was only trained really to come out and basically dispense medications, educate and dispense. I've changed that game. And if you don't believe me, ask the 4 individuals that are your brothers and sisters, and they'll tell you exactly how much that changed if they haven't already. This is your degree. You fought every day for this degree. Remember that. We all love you. We all will support you, even the university. Because why? Because that's what we do. That's where we are in your life. But this degree that you are all going to get when I get off here is yours. Okay? Try to take, that's my brother, you can tell. Try to take the path of greatest resistance occasionally. Okay? Please. Yes. It won't always be successful, but you will ultimately find riches and perspective that you never thought before. Not getting something is not failure, it's a learning opportunity. FDR says the only thing that we have to fear is fear itself. If you'd have told me 50 years ago that I would have run marathons, I would have told you were crazy. I was afraid of it. Finally, invest in yourself, your profession, your family, your community, your mothership. And I will say this one last thing. Invest in your mothership because you know what? I took time out of my day to precept 4 of you. When someone from this university calls you after a year and you're able to precept and you say no, then you think of where you are today and all your colleagues that are my colleagues, that are our colleagues, that basically donated their time and energy to educate you and open the door. Okay? So invest in the university and invest in your life. Okay? Your degree, your life, your investment, whatever you do. Today holds nothing that yesterday promised, but tomorrow holds everything that you want to strive and achieve?
Thank you for those wise and inspiring words. And I want to thank you also and your family for a lifetime of service to the healthcare needs of mankind. Thank you so much. It is now my pleasure to call upon Assistant Dean Wade McGeorge, who will present the candidates for graduation.
We will ask the first row to please stand. When the last person in this row comes across the stage, we will ask the next row to make their way to the stage. Ayomipo Emmanuel Adiemo. Please come to the stage. Shelomith Eguano Apoganobo. Lauren Renee Bachelor. Dylan Scott Brookman. Ashley Caitlin Bryant. Brianna LaShawn Burks. Micah Alexander Chapman. Kristen Beth Coleman. Alexa Jade Kahn. Shawnee Mariah Kress. Julia Renee Deal. Logan R. Ferency Vyers. Ines Noraldine Gabar. Edis Denai Garcia. Trevor Kent Hartman. Amber Lynn Hartwell. Cody Terrell Howard. Alyssa Danielle Hunt. Afrin Jahan Islam. Leah Carrera Catil. Laken Taylor Lambert. Danica McHale Lee. Megan Marie Little. Brandon James Matheson. Divine Kaba Ba. Brittany McClanahan. Brianna Nicole Meadows. Muhammad M. Hawash. Kong Tet Nang. Matt W. Neese. Eugene Kemika Gufua. Deborah Trung Nguyen. Colby Jordan Osborne. Jenny Subhash Patel. Kylie Madison Pinion. Ashia Quinta. Aaron Michael Ratliff. Bailey Catherine Ratliff. Jonathan Mark Ritchie. Chandler Quaid Rowe. Amber Nicole Ruiz. Mark Shauna. John Houston Spears. Michael Devin Stewart. Mackenzie Alexis Taylor. Saman Vafai. Albericio Bernard West. Andrea Morgan Yates.
The candidates for degree will now stand, please. President McLaughlin, upon the completion of the program's requirements, these candidates will have earned the degree of Doctor of Pharmacy. Upon the recommendation and approval of the faculty, I present them to you for the conferral of that degree.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and with the approval of the faculty, I confer upon each of you the degree of Doctor of Pharmacy upon the completion of the requirements with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto.
Graduates, will you please raise your right hand and repeat the oath of the pharmacist after me? I promise to devote myself to a lifetime of service to others through the profession of pharmacy. In fulfilling this vow, I will consider the welfare of humanity and relief of suffering my primary concerns. I will apply my knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of my ability to assure optimal outcomes for my patients. I will respect and protect all personal and health information entrusted to me. I will accept the lifelong obligation to improve my professional knowledge and competence. I will hold myself and my colleagues to the highest principles of our profession's moral, ethical, and legal conduct. I will embrace and advocate changes that improve patient care. I will utilize my knowledge, skills, experiences, and values to prepare the next generation of pharmacists. I take these vows voluntarily with the full realization of the responsibility with which I am entrusted by the public. Congratulations and welcome to the profession of pharmacy.
You may be seated. I congratulate each of our graduates and their families. It is my hope that each of you will apply yourselves and make valuable contributions to your profession and mankind, and that you will return often to your alma mater, Appalachian College of Pharmacy, ACP. Remember the quote from Dr. Seuss: "Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened." After the benediction, there will be a recessional of the members of the graduating party. I would ask those in attendance to remain standing during the recessional. After that, the graduation exercises will be concluded. A reception will then be held in the large tent between this building and McLaughlin Hall. Everyone here is invited to the reception. I hope that each of you can attend. I now call upon the Reverend Professor Ted Hagan to deliver our benediction.
Please stand. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you. And the Lord give you his shalom, his erene, his selem, his shanti, hiping, pax, paz, pay, freedom, and peace. Amen.
My prayer is that God may bless each of you, and I ask you to remain standing for our recessional.